Arsenal fans, of course, we dream about Isak and Bruno Guimarães and this one and that one. The season's not done. We pray for the best where Real Madrid's concerned. We'd hope for a capitulation where Liverpool's concerned in the Premier League, but you're absolutely dreaming if you can't see that they're going to be the Premier League title challengers, winners, better yet. I can't say we were challengers, but we exactly were that in terms of if we finish second. And it's now about building blocks to next season. Now, whether we sign these players or not, as you guys know, is a completely different ball game. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said, we're having many reports on Bruno Guimarães, reports about Arsenal and other clubs interested. What I'm able to tell you today is that despite all the stories, I'm not aware of any concrete negotiations or contact between Arsenal and Guimarães. He was on the list when the director was Edu Gaspar. They're Brazilian, so the connection is there. Now the new director is Andrea Berta, and at the moment, I'm not aware of any direct contact. I hear that Fabrizio Romano, who like Andrea Berta is Italian. What, is there no rumors on Barella and these kind of guys? Obviously, Bruno Guimarães rightly so is a player that everyone would want, that Edu was linked with, that we was linked with when he was in Brazil, then when he rocked up at Lyon, now at Newcastle. Now, the good news is, I think you're more likely to sign Guimarães from Newcastle than you are Isak. I don't think we're going to sign such, purely because I think the finances involved, whether that's the fee, the wages, etc. I don't care that Guimarães is 28. If it was up to me and it was all fun and games, Guimarães and Declan Rice and Odegaard, that's a mad double pivot in midfield and a trio. I'd love to get Isak and Guimarães in it. I think Guimarães would be bread and butter, but it's going to be big wages and a big contract, yeah? You'd have him as a 28-year-old. Merino is obviously 29, 30 or something in and around that as well. I don't see the club giving Guimarães the financial package. And this is all without mentioning, he just won a trophy at Newcastle. They're on an upwards trajectory. It seems like, they're going to get Champions League football. And it seems like he's a Brazilian Geordie. Now, I did feel at one point he'd go City, and I wouldn't rule out Manchester City or any other clubs, but you got to pay the bucks in it. So it is what it is. For what it's worth, David Ornstein's also got involved and said, I don't see him leaving Newcastle. Oh, of course, the show must go on. Am I that upset? I don't see him leaving Newcastle, and I'm not aware of Arsenal wanted to sign him. Smash the like button. You see how I kept going? Not like when Raya makes a mistake or Saliba makes a mistake or Gabriel Magalhaes or Timber or Luis Skelly, and they just maneuver. Smash the like button. Say, almost died. No retakes. Barcelona see Isak as a player that is worth going all out for, as per Sport reports in Spain. I think we all reckon he's worth that. The man himself spoke and said on his future, it's been written how much I love this city and the club, how well I feel here. I'm not thinking about the future. I just want to perform for Newcastle. Now we won the cup, but we want to finish strong and reach the Champions League games. That's where my focus lies. Now, he might be on joining Arsenal, Barcelona. He might want to stay at Newcastle. He might be thinking about leaving and whatnot. He's not going to say anything different. Now is not the right time. Now, for me, with Isak, I feel naturally. It's just like with Arsenal. If Saliba and these man, Real Madrid wants you, I can't tell you to not be enticed. I'm sure a team that consistently gets Champions League fights for top honours, where Barcelona's concerned, exaggerating, but typically Manchester City's actually been linked with Liverpool. The teams that are actually getting over the line and winning champs and prems, of course, it makes sense. Now, for him, he's gone down in Newcastle Folklore. They spent 80 million for him, and it looks even cheaper. All of the reasons as to why you would want to stay at the club, well, in Guimarães' case, applied to Isak. And I know there's PSR and all of these things, but, if you can build upon Isak, Guimarães, Tonali, Anthony Gordon, you bring in Embuemo, what they've been linked with, and all of these kind of things, Newcastle are scary. We all know, and I don't know, listen, you know me, big up the Geordies. Newcastle's a great area and all these things, but to foreign players, they obviously care about what Eddie Howe can do, what the club wants to do, but there's also the aspect of where their wife and kids are going to live. And that's probably what helps the London club, especially where you look at Liverpool. So these are all other factors, but you've got, I want to pick my words wisely, but in terms of from a footballing perspective, Isak is religiously, worshipped. He's gone down in Newcastle Folklore. You've got a good manager in Eddie Howe. They've got good players existingly. They're going to, if that's even a word, they're going to bring in more. He's got 3 years. He's got 3 years left on his deal, and the club have signaled their intent to get him to sign a renewal. Now, if there's a spanner in the works there, if Newcastle don't get Champions League football, this is all other things. Maybe a year from now, if Newcastle in a worse bit of time, that'll give me a bit more faith. But it doesn't make sense. And also, above everything, you got to put down big money for Isak if you want him, people. Jorginho's future has been subject to speculation. Allegedly, he is to discuss a new contract in the coming weeks. Sorry, his future with Andrea Berta in the coming weeks. Apparently, Juan Santos, Jorginho's agent, met with Dudu Batista, the agent who is mediating the talks with Flamengo, and gave him an outline of the wages and contract length that Jorginho wants. Now, Dudu Batista will show Flamengo, and Flamengo will evaluate. After the games against Real Madrid in the Champions League, João Santos will meet with Arsenal to discuss the midfielder's future. And we have seen some rumours, for whatever reason, that Mikel Arteta wants to keep him permanently. That's obviously because of who Jorginho is in and around the ground. Maybe it's another option going into midfield. And obviously, his wages are significantly less to Partey's, and we've seen him pictured in Brazil. This same guy is saying the plan is to announce Andrea Berta at some point in the upcoming week, but we know how Arsenal are when it comes to announcing anything except a fashion lie, which is true, man. I reckon end of the week. But again, apparently Barcelona allegedly are unlikely to sign or make a bid this summer to sign Arsenal and Liverpool target Isak. For me, if I'm Barcelona, if I'm PSG in particular, I'm finding the pennies and scrapping as much of my budget together to go and get him, because I think Newcastle will be more happy to sell him abroad. I mean, he's going down in Folklore, part of the 11 that helped Newcastle United end their 70-year wait for a domestic trophy, 58 goals in 100 appearances. Apparently, he's long time been a target for Arsenal, and Arteta is desperate to enlist the services of a potent option up top. Liverpool are also thought to be considering a summer move. Allegedly, Barcelona have also emerged as a rival for his signature, with senior figures at the Spanish club said to be in love with the 25-year-old. Apparently, reports in Spain suggest that while the club maintain their interest in Isak, a mega big bid to sign the striker is unlikely to be sanctioned. So could that be fuel for our fire? I don't know, people. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea are already in bids to sign João Hato, who is a primary target for Real Madrid. You lot know me, I want him at the club. Harry Kane is seriously considering a return to the Premier League next season, with Liverpool his preferred destination. Could we do the impossible? Newcastle, Arsenal, and Liverpool are all considering a summer bid for Brentford forward Embuemo. David Ornstein spoke on Max Dowman's future. It's down to Arsenal to do everything to convince him to sign. And obviously, we might not know if they've succeeded in that until late 2025-26. Given he has come through there and is an Arsenal fan, they appear to be in a strong position. But considering most big clubs would love to sign him, Arsenal would need to prove their pathway and plans are right for him. The fact Arsenal took it to Dubai recently indicates how highly Arteta thinks of Dowman. There's been no suggestion that he'll get special disposition to play for the first team this campaign. So unless that changes, the focus will be on continue to integrate him into the senior setup in pre-season and shining in 2025-26, in which this season, as in 2025-26, I think he'll make his debut and follow the trajectory. Who wants to sign Ademola Lookman? Leave a comment, smash the like button. Allegedly, his clear priority this summer is to leave Atalanta. He dreams of Barcelona, and allegedly PSG are monitoring his situation. As you lot know, every now and again, he's linked with Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, etc., etc. I want Ryan Cherky, who has scored and provided 2 assists against England's under-21s and has 16 goal contributions in his last 10 games in all comps, has a 20 million release clause this summer and is available for £21 million. Ironically, I've been speaking about Arsenal and Newcastle indirectly. Both of these clubs have been linked with Hugo Ekitike, who scored a hat-trick for the very same country as Ryan Cherky, France under-21s, people. Here's another one. Keeping up the theme with strikers, Jonathan David has begun talks with 3 Premier League sides. Allegedly, according to Le 10 Sport, they have taken the situation even one step further and claimed that Arsenal are in concrete talks with David, who will be available as a free agent in the summer. Now, in an ideal world, it would be Isak. But if we just assume instead of Isak, like a blockbuster level raiser to the starting 11, you've got that. You've got someone like Jonathan David, who might be that, but you're more of a rotationary option. You've got 2 of those. You've got Kai Havertz in the mix. You've got another winger to go with Saka and Martinelli. Bob is your uncle, really and truly. He's ran down his deal at Lille. We have been linked with him going back to his days in Gent, people. He keeps talking about wanting to play in La Liga. Being a free agent, I think that makes him what our club keeps saying is a market opportunity. Allegedly, Real Madrid are stepping up their interest and intentions to sign Martin Zubimendi, where we've heard this before, people. Apparently, we've done much of the groundwork where Zubimendi is concerned. He's the one that, seems to be heading to Arsenal, to the point where on social media, I'm seeing starting 11s, including him. I don't know how far I would take that, though, people. Do you not think, leave a comment, do you not think we'll get Zubimendi over the line? Moving away from that, we've heard Nottingham Forest. We've heard Spurs now. have identified Victor Gyökeres as a top target for the summer. Didn't they just buy Solanke? And I know a lot of you are keen on us, Arsenal Football Club, signing him. We've been linked with Brian Brobley, apparently from Ajax, and they're reportedly willing to sell him for as little as £21 million, 25 million euros. Stay well clear. Unless they got some exciting other young players like the Belgium lad that they just bought and has made his debut for Belgium, or Joel Hatto, stay away, man. Stay away. Arsenal and Man United learn new Benjamin Sesko asking price. Leipzig are ready to listen to offers of 58.9 million for Benjamin Sesko this summer. It was recently reported that Sesko's contract includes a release clause, initially starting at 70 million, but likely climbing before the season ends as it's tied to a number of performance-led variables. Christian Felt now adds that Leipzig are prepared to listen to bids of 70 million euros, offering a discount to Sesko's suitors if his release clause increases over the next few months. Leipzig are aware that the strength of suitors chasing Sesko's signature means a summer departure is effectively guaranteed. Arsenal are known admirers of Sesko, while he was recently named on a 4-man shortlist for United. Newcastle United and Paris Saint-Germain have been touted, while there have been speculative links to the vast majority of Europe's elite. 70 million price tag is affordable for most clubs, particularly in a market in which strikers are expected to command premium fees due to significant interest. We have been linked with Osimhen, we have been linked with Gyökeres and Isak, as well as Liam Delap and Hugo Ekitike, and I'm sure that extends to many a club, people. I think Gyökeres is improbable. I think Isak is somewhat impossible. I think Sesko is the one Arsenal go and get, people. So we'll have to monitor that closely. Again, apparently, Lookman could end up disappointing the likes of Arsenal United this summer after reports revealed which club would be his greatest transfer dream. So it seems like that is Barcelona. He wants to do that, people. Big him up if that's what he wants to do. Bob's your uncle. You can do what you want, man. It's a shame about Calafiori and whatnot. Arsenal, United, and Liverpool expected winner named in Gyökeres race. Man United are competing with Liverpool and Arsenal in the race to sign Gyökeres, according to a former chief scout. We all know he knows Ruben Amorim. So what specifically he's saying? United are the front runners at the moment. He knows what Amorim wants him to do. He knows the system, and that means it shouldn't take him long to adapt. They've got a good relationship, Gyökeres and Amorim, which always helps. He took a chance on him at Sporting and helped him get to where he is. Can United get involved in a bidding war with the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool? Probably not. If it comes down to that, those clubs have the financial muscle to get the deal done. That's going to be a concern for them this summer because they're competing with teams who have money to spend. United look like they have to sell first. But if you take that out of the question, I think Gyökeres wants to join United. If other clubs decide against making a move, or United can get it done before they enter the conversation, that's a move I think we'll make. I mean, he'll make. Not everyone can get everyone in it. Now, Isak's not leaving Newcastle, but in theory, Newcastle have been linked with Sesko and what's the other lad? They've been linked with a couple of strikers in it, Hugo Ekitike. They can't have all of them. You know, Arsenal can't get all of them. We can't have Gyökeres and Isak and this one and that one. Chelsea, everybody seems to be linked with strikers. It seems like there is a shortage of top-level strikers to us normal fans because in the next 5 months or even less than that, there'll be a next striker's name on the list. And for every Gyökeres, Isak, Osimhen, this one, that one, they all had to start somewhere. But it seems like many clubs, you can make a case of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, Spurs to a degree, Spurs, Chelsea. You get where I'm going, in it. Villa, Newcastle, probably owing to if Isak leaves or what they're doing with Callum Wilson. A number of clubs in the Premier League and probably in world football needing an out-and-out number 9. You could even make a case of Barcelona with Lewandowski being quality but age not being kind. So we'll have to see, man.
Always